Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is middle of the month for April Tarot Oracle reading. And Capricorn, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign isn't Capricorn, then we all have a little bit of Capricorn in us. If you do have your birth chart, what house is Capricorn in? That is where this energy is most likely to be prominent for you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning that if you are watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That can give you further clarity as to your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. I want to start saying I'm sorry about the erratic schedule. I plan to do this in the morning. I have major construction going on today. They're drilling, they're moving overhead electrical lines into cables in the ground. So needless to say, it's been noisy out there. Hopefully now they're still working, but it's not, it just wasn't possible to do readings till now. So I'm behind schedule, but I'm going to put these up as I make them. So the Fool is starting at the 0 point on the brand new journey. It's a new cycle. It's a new cycle, but having said that, if you notice, the Fool has tattered sleeves, which says he's been out there before. So it's a new cycle, but he has some life experience. How much, we don't know as of yet. We have, okay, enough to know that there's some pentacles missing. All right, so Capricorn, you would notice this. Capricorn is in charge, you're the most mature sign with regards to the element of earth. And it's represented by the pentacles. So the pentacles represent your health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. Now, of course, money is highly tied to this. This is an energy, yeah, you have to have money to do well on the third dimension right now. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to be living. So this is talking about not just disappointed in money, but disappointed in lifestyle. And this person is trying to figure out what happened here. I've put there's 10 pentacles in total in the tarot. And so 7 pentacles is, pretty high up there. It's not a small amount of money. And it's saying I put all this effort, 6 pentacles, into this project or into my lifestyle or whatever, and I'm getting 1 back. What the heck is going on here? There's, and he's contemplating, is this, there's something wrong here. Now, is it me? Is it outside of me? What's going on? This is the internal forces. And so the internal forces are what you have control over it, and you can tell it's an internal force because you'll be asking the what ifs. What if I continue with this project? Is this going to improve? What if I don't continue with this project and I just take what I learned from it and apply it to something else? If that works, is that a better way to go? That's the ifs coming up. So let's see if we can get a grip on. Okay, but the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. So it's saying that this situation is changing. The Wheel of Fortune is actually 3 wheels, the past, the present, and the future. So this is talking about them coming together in synchronicity to represent this time now. And this is talking about the energy of good fortune coming upon you. So when the Wheel of Fortune is turning, it means it's turning in your favor. And if you're on the wrong side of karma, it's turning against you. So it depends on what's happening here. Interestingly, on one of these wheels, you can see the Hebrew letters for the name of God. And the Hebrew letters for the name of God actually mean tetragrammaton. And tetragrammaton is an actual sacred geometric symbol. And so this is talking about the perfect order. The wheel is turning in your favor because of the perfect order of the universe and the way God created it. And so sometimes things can seem very chaotic on the earth, but it always, that's when there's a lot of expansion happening. And then when contraction happens, and there's a constant cycle of expansion and contraction, things go back into order, into the perfect order of how God designed things to be. So this is what we're talking about. It's not just you. It's a cycle that we're in, and it's coming back into order at this time. But this cycle has left you out in the cold. So there has been some sort of energy. I feel like this is talking about where you are now, and this is what's coming through. And it's on, when the Wheel of Fortune shows up, it's saying this new cycle is about to get here. This energy of being at a loss and not knowing why is going to be resolved for you, or you're going to have further clarity for sure. So this card here is talking about the Five of Pentacles, is talking about only having half of the money that you should have, and only, and divided between two people. So it's way less than you need to have a healthy lifestyle, which we can clearly see. We have one person who's on crutches, and he's also wearing a plague bell around his neck. So it could be back in the 1921, 22, when the mandates were happening. It hit a lot of businesses really hard, so that could be part of the issue. It's also the plague, the bell that this person is wearing around his neck is called the plague bell. And they didn't have apps back then, so they would put a bell on someone if they thought they might be carrying the plague, and they would be forced to wear it. So no matter where they went, they could be heard coming for miles, right? Made it kind of hard to get a job or to go in town and get groceries, that kind of energy. And this person's walking in barefoot in the snow, so clearly there's a problem here. There's a shortfall. And this is something that quite often this card represents all the snow, and the snowflakes represent being left out in the cold, and also tactics that put you there. So tactics are basically tactics we use on ourselves and on others at the lower level. And then because we employ these tactics and we employ the government also uses these tactics. And so the tactics from the top come down to the bottom. And so this is as above, so below, basically at its worst. And so this is talking about the effects of what's going on with the leaders at the top making decisions, and how the economy goes, and just how, like, the way the world is right now. We have a lot of, there's countries fighting right now, and oil prices are up, so it's creating a lot of hardship all the way down for everybody. So these tactics don't necessarily have to be personal, but they can be bad positioning, just having too tight of a budget and not being able to deal with the inflation. It can be that kind of energy, or it can be more than that. So sometimes this card represents other people around you, possibly the competition. Unfortunately, quite often your inner circle playing tactics on you so that they can have what you have and take it from you. And this happens a lot. And so this is talking about snowflakes coming down. Anyone can handle a flake or two, but if a bunch of flakes pile up, then it gets really heavy. And if you've ever lived somewhere where there's snow, you'll know, like, when the snow hits, it's pretty. And but as the days go by and the snow keeps coming and it keeps coming and it keeps coming, like I'm from the prairies in Canada. I've lived in the prairies when growing up, and I'll tell you, when it gets cold, like, it gets really cold, and so your energy bills go up to heat your home, and just getting to work, for instance, if it's snowing and blowing and cold, you'll have to get up an hour earlier just to be able to shovel your driveway so that you can get out of the driveway so that you can get to work. And getting to work can be treacherous because of the road conditions. And then while you're at work all day, it's still snowing. So when you go out, you have to scrape off your car and warm it up and be able to, drive back to your home. And when you get to your home, you can't even get into your driveway because it's been snowing all day. So you have to get out and shovel for another hour so that you can get your car into the driveway. And in many cases in the prairies, plug the car in. And a lot of people are, what is that? Plugging the car in. So you have to have an extension cord and plug it into a source of electricity so that there's a warmer on the engine block, so that when it gets to the really low temperatures, the car doesn't freeze up so much that it won't start in the morning. So that's just, you know, if you're lucky enough to have a car. These people don't. So it adds another element of, you know, and this goes on day after day, month after month. It becomes very, you know, hard to deal with sometimes. It just adds to the hardship. And so the energy here is some news coming in about Pentacles, and I feel like there's definitely some reason why there's some Pentacles missing. And this is someone who's successful, who's normally successful. So they're really like, what the heck? Like, this is not right. What's going on? But this, and I feel like when this information comes in about what happened to the missing Pentacles, like if you can get, you know, maybe this person has hired a really good accountant to track it down, like to do analysis on where is all the money going, if there's a business or, you know, that kind of energy. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knights represent information, communication coming in. And this energy is, this horse is at a standstill. So this takes forever. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. And like the knights would work for the king and queen. In the old days, the only way of long distance communication would be to travel near and far, deliver a note from the king and the queen, and then wait for the answer and then deliver it all the way back. So it was a long process. These days we have instant communication. So this communication could be coming in by, you know, phone call, text message, it could be an email, it could be some documents or a letter in the mail. You could be on social media and someone messages you, or perhaps you see an event and you go to attend it and someone there has the perfect answer for you. That kind of energy. Also, it's really good to watch the news, even just for 5 minutes a day, so you don't get depressed. But a lot of people avoid watching the news at all, and it's a mistake, because whatever's happening at the top of the pyramid is definitely happening down underneath. It's affecting it. Not to the level or extreme that we see at the very top, but what those people are going through reflects what the population is going through. So if you have an idea, then you can better, you know, buck up against the trends that are hitting, that are coming your way. And so this Pentacle energy, the good news about the Knight of Pentacles is when the information does come in, it is information that's really solid. And so quite often this will talk about generational wealth. This would be like, you know, a legacy that you can hand to your children and grandchildren. This energy here would be talking about someone who is used to having money, like in the upper class of society. Like 7 Pentacles is a lot of money. Then we have the Sun. So that's saying, yay, when this information comes in, you're going to be happy. This is talking about the energy of God. And so this is the happiest card in the deck. When the Sun comes out, it's talking about, okay, this is reflecting happiness on all the cards. It also can talk about this information coming in is going to really empower you to solve the problem. So this is awesome. This energy is talking about you know, how you were when you were a child. And the sunflowers represent following the sun so that you can be happy. And this energy of following the sun so that you can be happy is really like your destiny, basically. This young child is holding this heavy banner just with one hand, with ease, balancing on a horse, no reins, no saddle, no fear. Just knowing, hey, I'm happy. It's a good energy to be in. So this is saying there's going to be, if you're in this energy, don't worry. I feel like in this case, this energy could just be like the economy right now, the way there's just been a lot happening in the world, and there's a lot of people that are like feeling this energy, like unsureness about, you know, and having to renew mortgages. That kind of, it's a kind of an economic reality that a lot of people all around the world are facing at this time, where there is like, it's not stable like it normally is. We're going through a lot of change. And this is in great part reflected in the astrological influences that we've been under. Like at the beginning of, or the end of February and the beginning of March, we had 2 eclipses. And eclipses are, the effects of them last for about 6 months. And quite often it's like, you know, having potpourri on the back burner, and it's just putting, you know, like it's just softly simmering there. And so it's not a really loud energy after it happens. But when you look back 6 months later, you'll say, whoa, look at all the change that happened. And sometimes it'll be really impressive, and sometimes it'll be like, hey, if someone's noticing this now, they've got about 5 months to work on it, to massage it so that it's better when, you know, 5 months from now. We've been about a month into the eclipse season. If you want to know more about the eclipses, you can check out my playlist. It's the new moon, full moon. You might be amazed at the information. I did readings for each of the signs, how the eclipses, you know, were affecting people. And I was surprised at how, like if you go back in history when there was eclipse season, how it affects the economy and stuff. It's really interesting. But anyway, this energy is, it's not all about you. Sometimes it's just, or that people are against you or that kind of energy. It can just be, this is the way things are right now. And it's not just affecting you, but it might be affecting your business more than others. That kind of energy. And so, I feel this information coming in. I feel on this level we're going to see, because there's a new cycle coming, and it looks, you know, this looks like you weren't, you know, if you were feeling this way, the new cycle will be one that's either better or worse. And I have a feeling it's getting better because we have the sun shining its light down upon it. And we have here this energy of all these opportunities coming in now. So this is a really interesting card, because there's all these, there's 7 cups here, and each one has a different gift in it. And so this is, you're like a black hole, like just sucking all these opportunities in. The thing is like a black hole, you're the center of your universe. So you have to put your own spin on this. So it's going to depend on whether you take notice that there's an opportunity there. A lot of these opportunities will be masked as challenges. The universe loves for us to put our own spin on things and put our own energy into it, and that's when you're rewarded. So this is about really looking at the glass being half full and seeing opportunities when they come up, so that you can take advantage of the opportunities that do come up. And so this is, it's talking about spoiled for choice, basically. And sometimes people, when they're in an energy like this, they don't see the possibilities as possibilities. They can only see the challenge in it. So this is talking about having a strong perception and making sure you're on your destined path, that you're doing things to the best of your ability to be the best version of you that you can be. And then we have some energy here. Yeah, this is talking about a celebration happening, but the energy right away that I'm picking up is someone else's downfall is someone else's gain. And I do feel that in this case here, there was a lot of economic factors going on, and probably socio-economic factors. And then there was a group of people that probably saw an opportunity to take, hey, if we all get together, we can take what they were working on and we can take it for ourselves and then move forward with it. As a group, we can do that. So anyone can handle a flake or two, but when a whole bunch of flakes get together, then boom. So when you were put in this position, these people are toasting, but they're not even looking at each other. They're not toasting each other. They might not even know people that way, or each other that well. They're toasting what's happened here. And so if someone is happy that this has happened to you, you can be sure there is something in it for them. They saw a lot of opportunity there and thought, hey, if we all gang up, we're going to be able to take this person down, and we're going to be able to have what's theirs. And now they're celebrating because they feel like, hey, they've accomplished it. But they didn't count on God stepping in here, intervening in this, and giving you the information you need to be able to grab these opportunities back. That's the energy coming in. And I don't like this card. A lot of readers read this card as, you know, a harvest, but a harvest for whom? And this is talking about, you know, like in a lot of countries, if you don't look someone in the eye, then when you're toasting them, they'll freak out because they have a superstition that, you know, cups are about love, and in particular romantic love. And so if you if you don't look them in the eye, they have a suspicion that there's 7 years bad luck attached to them now and to you in their romantic love life, and they'll yell at you, look me in the eye when you're toasting me. They take it very seriously. And this energy here is like, why is there 3 people instead of 2 people toasting each other? If this is about romantic love, this could be a third party representation here, someone in this group, and they're celebrating that you're out in the cold. So, you know, this can be gossip and slander and all sorts of energy. But we're going to read what's going on here and see, because it is changing. Fortune is moving in your way, and the cycle is about to come to an end for them and you. So they celebrated too soon. So this is talking about, you can feel the wheel of fortune turning when it's turning. Like you may have been like, huh, that's why he's starting to notice. Okay, now what can I know? Now this person understands I can do something about this. This is not totally out of my hands. So this is about your abundance and self-worth. And you realize that you've been left out in the cold, and you realize that there's been tactics played against you. You may be being quiet about it, but you've been successful. So you know, like, hey, this is like, after having an analysis done, possibly getting someone to look over this for you. You can see where the leaks are coming, and unfortunately, it may be some people in your inner circle, in your business, causing some of these leaks, not just the economy, etc. And then the communication from early life. This is saying that you were raised in a family where there is maybe an entrepreneurial spirit, or your parents were good with money, like they were good at lifestyle. They had, you know, and they taught you those values. Like money is just a tool, really. But without it, you don't, like without money, you can't really function at a high level in society the way the world is built right now. And then this is talking about your emotional foundation now. And it's like, you can feel the wheel of fortune turning. So it's challenging times, but you know, like you already understand this because of the way you were raised, that there's a lot of opportunity there. And you need to buck up now and recognize that God is reminding you who you are. You're a child of God, and you are meant to be happy. And you have all these skills. You have been successful before. Like this would be someone that's past like upper middle class. This is someone that's, you know, in the higher reaches of making money. You know, like if you consider like the 10 of Pentacles would be the people in the 1% that are the billionaires and maybe the trillionaires to come. And so, you know, put that into comparison. If you've known success, then you know how to breed success. And so this is talking about your creativity coming back into play. And that's the important part, is when you start using your intuition and your logic to be able to find creative solutions to move through this energy and get on top of it, like nip things in the bud. Like when you realize, okay, while other people are going, oh, we're just going to keep spending and doing things the way we always have, you're getting a sneak preview of what's to come. And so you rein it in, and you start making moves to make sure that when these opportunities do come up, that you will have the ability to take hold of them. So in this position, this person is already strategizing as to how to, if this project isn't working and this energy is going to someone else rather than them, then they need to put a stop to it. And that means that, you know, you might have to lower your lifestyle for a while, and you might have to like just accept that this is something you need to rein in and quit pouring your energy into it, and take what you learned from that and move forward as best you can. If you've already been successful, you know how to be successful. And you have a feeling for it. So this is talking about your routines, your daily routines, your schedule. It may be changing quite a bit. Like you might really cut out everything that you don't need to and start stockpiling a bit of the pentacles coming in, so that you have a buffer for when the shift hits the fan. Because if it's like some people just think, oh, that only happens to other people. But if you're paying attention to what's happening at the top in the news, then you'll realize, no, this is a trend coming in. And it's like every cycle. There's cycles where the economy is really good, and then there's cycles where it's not. And you have to do your best to prepare for that. And yeah, the tower is hitting. And I feel like this tower is like, because of just the energy coming in with what's happening in the world, with the files and the, you know, like there's just so much happening in the news and what's going on in the world. And there's a lot of people like under a lot of financial stress right now that aren't used to being under financial stress. So this is talking about a reality check for everybody around the world. Like, things are changing, and the astrological influences for the first time in probably your lifetime, because it's very rare for this to happen. We've had 6 planets move into, and it'll be 7, move into big planets like that have a big pull on Earth, move all around the same time. And 6 of those right now, they had over that, around the end of February, the beginning of March, and moving into March a little bit. April's been a little bit calmer, but we still have a lot coming. And Uranus, and on April 25th, is moving into Gemini, and it's going to cause another big shift. And so we have Neptune, we have Saturn, we have Jupiter, we have Mercury, communication, we have... what else? Venus. And we have the moon, actually, on the 17th of April is moving into the sign of Aries. This happens, this is only, you only usually see this ever once in your lifetime, and probably not for a couple more generations. It's very unusual for all of these signs to be moving all at the same time and to end up in one sign. And Aries is the infant of the zodiac. So it's like, think about a newborn baby. And think about how new that energy is, and think about what a newborn baby learns just in the first year alone. You know, and that's the kind of energy we're in. What we used to do, the way we used to do things, isn't going to work the same right now. We have to be innovative and move forward. And so this is a reality check hitting a lot of people. When the tower hits, there's been hints coming in and coming in. You know, you need to prepare for this, and then, but you don't listen. So then the frying pan comes out, whack on the head, and you're like, ouch. Yes, that hurt, but you have no idea how much more it's going to hurt if you don't do something about this, but you don't. Then the 2x4 comes out. You still don't get it. So then the universe has to, like, lightning hits your tower on your palace, and now it's on fire, and people are falling out of it, and there's flames everywhere. And so this is something that now has to be rebuilt from the ground up. So this is talking about when you can feel that tower coming, you can at least stop it from getting to this point if you pay attention. And so that's the energy coming in from the external forces. There's some external forces, like the internal forces are what you can control. The external forces, a lot of it, you have no control over personally. The only thing you can do is control your internal forces. So are you going to react to the energy, or are you going to respond to it? And so you're not asking the question, what if, when this happens? You're asking, what the EF happened? What the F happened? That's not what you're asking. And so what happened? External forces came in that are out of your control and are changing your situation. This can be people, places, things. It can be a lot of different energies all coming together. When the snowflakes add up, they can become so heavy that they actually collapse your house. We've seen that in Canada. That does happen. And then we have Ace of Cups here. So the Ace of Cups is talking about a new love coming in. And this is a divine love. Like, this is someone that actually will be there to support you. The God and the universe are sending someone in. Now, the cups, as I said, represent romantic love, but this can also represent any kind of love that you have for someone in your family, or your children, your neighbors, your country, your pets. It also can be a love of something you do or be. So this could be about, you love your business and you want to save it kind of energy. So there's some sort of love coming into your life that's very important. And this is actually moving into your partnerships, commitments, and marriage. So this is significant. It's saying that when this tower hits, there's going to be some energy coming in. Quite often this is talking about romantic love, but you notice the dove, it's about peace. So it can be because we have a lot of energy here around Pentacles. And because the Capricorn energy is the mature, the most mature sign that is in charge of the Pentacle energy. And so, yes, this is talking, you've done a good job here, Capricorn. So this is talking about pre-Empress energy. When this transition happens, you've been keeping your eye on it. So what's happened is you have a good understanding of the give and take in like when it comes to life, like into your time, your money, your energy, how much you invest in others, how much you invest in yourself, who you invest in, what you invest in, that kind of energy. And so this is talking about, there's 9 pentacles here, which is a lot of money. It's at the, there's 10 pentacles available. And so this is talking about a ratio. There's 9 pentacles here, and she has her hand on 2/3 of this money. So this is saying she doesn't give anything away from this 2/3. She makes sure that this is available. This is the most important part right here, is having ensuring that you're going to be able to have a buffer zone to be able to pay your bills, to make your mortgage payments, all of that kind of energy. So you start cutting back early to make sure you top this money up, like that you're that you have a slush fund basically for when times get harder. And then if you still have money to invest, 1/3 of that would be, okay, I'm going to use one of these pentacles like to invest in like risky investments right now, but things that are like going, that are the prices drop, that traditionally go up. And so being able to have the money to invest in that, or investing in yourself, like making sure that you have a little nest egg built for if you need it. This is talking about here about maybe giving to charity, because there's people around you that are worse off than you. And this could be, normally this would be saving up for a vacation to take your family on, but this could be taking the vacation money now, downgrading the vacation and adding it to either the investments that are going to pull you out of this, and this can just be investing in yourself. So this always reminds me of Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor genius, and he would say, if you knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And I feel like he's talking about a ratio, and it applies here. This is pre-Empress energy, meaning that in the tarot, in the major arcana, we have the Empress, and the Empress has the qualities of all of the queens from the minor arcana rolled into one person. So this is saying you've learned a lot about the give and take, and this is going in your position of secrets coming out, transitions, etc. So you're in a good position. You've been keeping your eye on this energy. You started you started preparing for this new cycle coming in. And so it's not ideal, but you've done the best that you can with what you have. And it's talking about some sort of new lover coming in. That God is shining the light on. So this is talking about your romantic life and a new partner, and this can represent marriage as well. Someone, it's saying with the cloud between them, that someone that you haven't had a relationship with before, you may know them, haven't seen them for a while, and it also can talk about, this could be someone very different from your normal, someone different from who you would normally date, and so keep an open mind about it. It's God saying this is this is someone handpicked for you by God in the universe to empower you during this time. And we have reconciliation. So this is interesting because reconciliation would imply that there needs to be some form of forgiveness first. You know, when you forgive someone, that forgiveness is basically for yourself so that you don't carry the energy of the heartache or whatever was caused. And but when you forgive someone, it doesn't necessarily mean you ever want to have anything to do with them again. You don't even have to tell them you forgive them. You just do it for yourself. This energy is talking about a reconciliation with someone from your past, but it's someone that you haven't had a relationship with in the past. So this isn't like a past lover or someone. This might be someone you know from your childhood. You know, it's someone that, because when you look at this card, at first what you see is two children playing in the yard, and they're playing with these flowers, and there's someone watching over them. But when you look more closely, you realize, wait, this is a gnome, this is a little lady, and when you look at her from the front, she is having, like, she's a young woman, and when you look at her from the back, it's like, whoa, she's a hag, someone who's older, and she's wearing a white mitt. And this is saying, I don't want to get my hands dirty. I don't want your flowers. They're not, the old hag is pissed off. She's like walking away already. But the young version of you is saying, oh, you know, I love the flowers. They're so pretty, but explaining why you don't want them instead of just saying no. And so the old hag has learned to stop people pleasing. And the younger version of you may not have grown up yet, and it's time to stop people pleasing and start doing what you need to do to be in this position. And so instead of explaining yourself, you just say no, no thank you, end of story. These flowers, the white flowers in tarot, represent innocence, and so innocence is not what these flowers are, because these are from the nightshade family. You would never let children play with these flowers or pets around them, because if children and pets ingest this, they could really become very sick. And this is datra. This is, and it's sometimes people refer to it as devil's trumpet. It's a beautiful, beautiful plant. It flowers continuously. But having said that, it's toxic for younger people. And shamans do sometimes use this plant to cause visions in their ceremonies with adults, though. And they know the small dosage that is the appropriate dosage. So this person that was watching over the whole situation is actually someone walking away down the path. This card can mean, like, be careful of people coming in from your past, because usually when people show you who they are the first time, that's who they are. So believe them. But it's also saying here that this divine partner coming in could be someone that maybe this followed right after this, someone that you don't know that well, but that you've met in the past, and maybe you see each other again, and this could even be like a family reunion, going back home for the holidays, that kind of energy. We just had Easter, maybe you went back to where you were from and you ran into someone that you haven't seen since school, that kind of energy. And so this can represent, reconciling with someone that you haven't seen in a very long time. And then we have the hangman energy. So the hangman is hanging from the tree of knowledge. He's hanging upside down because he wants to gain a new perspective on what's going on. When his aura lights up and it becomes bright around his head, then he knows, okay, now I've seen it from all angles. I know what action to take. So this is about career and reputation. So it's repairing this energy again. And this is talking about the blessings coming in, getting back in balance and positioning yourself to get in a position of strength again. And then we have, okay, so this is an explanation of what went on here. The Three of Pentacles is representing an energy of this shortfall, basically. And so when you were in an elevated position and everybody wanted to collaborate with you because you were doing really well, they knew something that you didn't know. And like these people, it's apparent this person is a stonemason and they're doing beautiful work. These people are coming to collaborate. They want to collaborate with with you. You're in an elevated position. So quite often we'll see this in the entertainment industry. We're seeing it a lot, where people, you know, you think you're looking up to these movie stars and they, oh my God, they have the best life ever. And then now we're seeing how sad some of their lives really are and what they've done with the talent in that. And it's because a lot of the times when they began collaborating, when they were in this elevated position, when they became very good at what they're doing, the people that were collaborating with them, they signed contracts that breadcrumbed them, and the people that they collaborated with were making a lot of profit off the side, off their energy. And so this is that kind of energy. So it's saying if someone wants to collaborate with you right now in business or in your life, make sure that they, you know, that this is adding to your life and that they are in alignment with your goals, because you're the one who has the talent. And this energy sometimes can represent secret society energy. And so if a secret society is involved in this energy, there could be a lot of people that gathered together, a lot of snowflakes. And this is something that they do. So it's not all of them, for like we're talking about, you know, a small percentage of them are this way. But you have to understand, when you sign up with a secret society, or you don't sign up with a secret society, that they have, like, their group is more important to them than any individual. That would be including their spouse, their children. Anyway, the group comes first, that group energy. And so, and they have rituals and they have handshakes and they take it very seriously. So if you sign a contract with them, you have to toe the line. And if you don't sign a contract with them, they'll sometimes make it so that you wish you would have. That's the kind of energy. This is called, you can look it up, Google it online. It's called the slow dagger treatment. So it's just slowly you find your reputation eroding just because there's gossip and slander in the society that you're in, and all of a sudden, like, people that used to say hello to you don't anymore because they've heard all this horrible things about you and your business. And you know, and there's enough people saying it now that, hey, it must be true. That kind of energy. That's why right now in particular, I feel this is a lesson for humanity. We have a lot of information out there, and a lot of it is artificial intelligence. So this is not a good time to be talking about people unless you know for a fact that you know what you're talking about. Because if you are taking an individual and you're saying they did this or that, and then the next day, and you tweet it all over the place, and then the next day you find out, oh my goodness, that was AI and it was untrue, you've already done the damage to that person's reputation. And how are you going to take that back? You know, and that creates a lot of karma for people. So, you know, this is a really interesting reading. It's talking about not just you, Capricorn, but because you're in charge of the mature pentacle thing. This is talking about how a lot of people what a lot of people are facing right now on the planet. A lot of this is external forces that are out of our control, but what we can control is how we carry ourselves. How significant is your word? When you give your word to someone, is that true? How careful are you being to not spread gossip that can ruin other people's lives? Like, you know, that kind of energy. We have to be very careful right now with that energy. And we also have to be in a position of being able to use our intuition as well as our logic for creative solutions. All right, we are going to, if you're leaving the reading and, okay, I have enough, I don't blame you. This is a challenging information coming in. It's not a feel-good reading. It's kind of get ready, prepare, be be responsible. That's the when Capricorn energy is at its best. It's responsible energy, and the glyph for Capricorn is the sea goat, and so it's a goat climbing a mountain with total discipline, but it has a dolphin tail on the end. So climb a mountain with the tail instead of hooves on the back end. It's quite a feat. All right, it requires discipline. And so we're going to clarify for those of you who do want clarification. If you're leaving the reading now, please do give it a like and comment. It empowers me to build my channel. I'm going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector, and that's TAILS from thevector.com. And this energy is talking about the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I started this in 2007. In 2020, I completed all 64 paintings. There's some very large 3-foot by 4-foot dragon paintings and a lot of energy involved here. I am getting it ready to put out when I'm ready to. I want to play with the energy now. Now that I have all the paintings done, I have these cards and they're numbered. You can go to my website, talesfromthevector.com, and see the paintings there. They're numbered in my gallery. The numbers on these cards represents the number in the gallery, so you can find them easily. And I will put them in the order they appear in the reading. And you can look it up if you want in the description box below. I'll have it all listed. So this energy is talking about, the High Priestess came out. So this is talking about joy, joy to the world. We're on a new cycle. So you're on a new cycle anyway. So because you've been preparing for this energy and you are ready to move forward. It may not be ideal, but it will be better than it was here. The best that it can be in these times, kind of basically. We have the Libra energy coming. Oh, the Libra energy goes here. So this is, Libra is when you become a mature adult, when you really realize, okay, what does commitment mean? Like if you say to someone, I'm going to marry you and I'm going to raise a family with you, what does that, like a lot of people don't really get what a huge responsibility that is. Just getting a cat or a dog, I mean, a cat can live 20 years. So it's like when it's a kitten, it's hard to picture yourself 20 years later still having this responsibility for this little animal that relies on you. It's like a huge responsibility. And so this is talking about being, mature enough to be able to deal with that kind of responsibility and seeing the possibilities and the challenges. The Leo energy is talking about being a leader. Leos are natural born leaders. It's an energy that is ruled by the sun. And it's talking about basically this energy here where you were meant to be a strong person, happy and productive in your life, and leading others into how to be that productive, like being a really good example for other people. Now, when the horoscope signs come up in my general or collective readings, I'm not talking necessarily about an individual here at all. I'm talking about the state of being of each of these signs. As I said at the beginning of this reading, we have a little bit of every sign in us. Most of us have most of them. We can learn from all of them. Every sign has its strengths and weaknesses. And so the Leo energy, if you think of teenage boys, how impulsive they can be, that's the energy you don't want to be in right now. So you want to really, Leos are natural born leaders, but it takes them, they're slow to mature because the fire in them causes them to make impulsive decisions at times. And then we have attachment. So yeah, this energy right now is like if you get attached to, okay, if I just wait for things to return to the way they used to be, you are going to be in for a world of hurt, because if you're attached to the way you used to do things, with all these planets having moved into these new signs, like for instance, Neptune, is 14-year cycle. And so everything you learned for the last 14 years about how to approach business, you know, the idealism of it, like how many chances are you going to give people? How are you going, you know, how do you approach it? This is totally different now, and it's in Aries, so you need to learn how to do that differently. If you don't and you become attached to the old story, the old people, that if you're still attached to the people who are who were using tactics to get what is yours, when the karma hits them, it's going to hit you instead as well. I mean, and instead of it being like this new cycle you're on, you're going to have to still deal with these people because you haven't dealt with it sooner. The best thing is cut yourself off from their energy. whoever they are. Like, you have to use your insight around that. This is the information coming in, so you can use your insight to be able to know that. So this is this is when the universe is whispering to you, and you actually listen. Okay, I'm paying attention, there's something going on. And then this is the information coming in about what was really going on. So the hard, cold facts coming in, maybe from an investigation or some other form, but you find out what was going on behind your back here and what really caused a lot of this. Not all of it, because you have to take responsibility for your own actions. And then we have the karmic space of ego. Yeah, there's this energy here of the ego. This is talking about being in a position where you're highly favored, and instead of worshiping that, like understanding, hey, I'm highly favored, God wants me to use this to bring beauty to the world, for not just me, but for the world in general, like the population, the universe. And if your ego gets ahead of you and you think, oh, I'm just better than everybody else, it's going to be a hard fall. And then this is talking about the throat chakra, and that, as soon as this came in, it's like, whoa. So there's been a lot of gossip, a lot of energy put into putting you in this position. So these people, basically what this is saying is these people are going to eat their words, because they felt like they're celebrating already. We've got this, we're going to, like, they're down now, there's no way they can get back up. That kind of energy. It is so loud out there, I hope that you can hear me. There's a helicopter over over this building right now. They're pumping cement and they're drilling. And I thought, oh, they were settling down, they're done. But I mean, I've been waiting all day for it to get quiet, and it's not. So maybe, I don't know what the helicopter is, I'm not even gonna look. And there's the Wheel of Fortune coming in here. This is turning. So while the wheel is turning in your favor to put things back in order, it's exposing what they've done, basically. That's what's happening. And there's going to be a tower hitting. And so the Hierophant is on this tower. The Hierophant is traditional structure coming in and bringing this energy from the spiritual realm down into the tower. See, the external effects are very, very loud here right now in this energy. It's really kind of making me laugh. Like, whoa, a helicopter? Why a helicopter on top of everything else, for crying out loud? We've got a crane out here. We've got this big drill bit. They're moving the power lines. There's cement being poured. There's like all these people out there working. It's just, yay. And this is Temperance, having the patience to stay on your path, even though all this other energy is happening around you. I don't have control over what they're doing out there. Whatever. You know, it's that kind of energy. Disruption. This is making me laugh. Yeah, it's been a disruptive day for me. I mean, I just accepted, you know what, may as well clean house, get tasks done, you know, get a lot of errands done, that kind of energy, because you're not going to be doing in this noise. It's challenging. So what's fun for some is not fun for everyone. So that's one of the tactics being used, is disrupting someone's their ability to be able to do what they do on a normal, everyday basis to be able to get ahead in life. And then we have the star energy. So this is talking about this new person coming in the same energy. They're on their destined path. And this is someone that is going to, you'll resonate with them, basically. And if it is someone from your past, there could be some sort of energy there where they maybe heard about the gossip and they believed it or something like that. It's kind of like, because there was a lot of energy poured into this. So, you know, when they see you, it might be like, oh, are you kidding me? Like, what the heck? And this, that is the beginning of the healing. Sometimes a person just needs to be heard, you know. This is falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So this is really interesting. So this is talking about falling in love with this person from your past. That could be someone that you haven't seen since you were in grade 1, that kind of energy. And so this is when your heart becomes unfettered and you open your heart back up again. And it's also saying, unless you put yourself in this position where you know, like, if I don't look after myself, how am I going to look after anyone else? I have to look after my own needs, or I won't be able to look after anyone else. That's when you start to have that respect and that love for yourself, and it comes back to you, that you start attracting that energy back to you. And this is talking about the Chariot. So this is the power of spin. It's coming in fast right now. It's on its way from the spiritual realm. It's already happened. So spiritual court has been in session and the decisions have been made. And this is interesting because this is talking about the moon. On the 17th, we have this new moon coming up in Aries, and I feel like it's ushering in this new energy. And this new moon is really about being assertive without being abrasive, and also accepting the new in your life and being your authentic self. That's what you need to do, is just be you. And this is also talking in my oracle. This is a gypsy that's out dancing, you know, in the moon, and there's actually solar eclipse happening, so the sun is blocked out for a little bit there, and it looks really bleak. But then, you know, the gypsy has already downsized, you know, has tightened up the energy, so that there's not like a bunch of like all of a sudden, oh, we've got to change the way how we're spending money. This already has happened months ago. And so this is someone who's aware of what's going on. So when you start disciplining your mind and you realize, hey, the universe is trying to tell you, get prepared, you get prepared. That's the energy. So this is a really good reading, Capricorn. It's so Capricorn. It's Capricorn at its finest. Discipline, consistent steps of action. Even if it's not that much fun at times, it's understanding what it takes to be able to be successful in the end. And doing that. And being like very disciplined about it. So I really enjoyed this reading. I do hope you also have. Please give it a like and comment if you have. And consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. You're more than welcome, and I would be honored if you did so. I will be back with another reading. This one will be about the new moon coming up, with more information coming in. Bye for now, Capricorn.